Sometimes it's nice to be reminded that celebrities are just normal people like you and me, and even they can do things that will get them banned from places. And I was so happy that you guys liked the last video because I thought that list was incredibly juicy, and I'm so happy that you guys agreed. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Mackenzie here, and today on the channel I'm going to be filling you in on the top 10 celebrities that have been banned from restaurants part 2. And don't worry, this list I have for you guys is just as juicy as the last one. However, I will warn you, I wasn't able to find many more restaurants, so this list has celebs getting kicked out or banned from some other locations as well. But before I get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell below. Also check out the team on Instagram if you want to see more of us. Alright, now let's get into that list. Starting off at number 10, we have Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee and his wife Brittany Furlan were dining out at a famous New Orleans restaurant, Delmonico, when they were kicked out. TMZ caught the couple leaving the restaurant, where they gave more details on the situation, saying they were kicked out because Tommy was wearing a hat, with Brittany telling the paparazzi, quote, "We literally go in there and we sit down and I have a hat on, and Tommy has a hat on, and the waitress or the host or whatever goes, yeah, you have to take your hat off, sir." And I was like, what about my hat? And she's like, your hat's fine, but his has to be taken off, she told TMZ, adding that Lee was wearing a regular baseball cap. She then says that Tommy takes the hat off, saying what the F under his breath, but then someone else came up to the table and called him out for using profanity, telling Tommy that he had to leave now, with Brittany adding that he didn't swear in the restaurant and whatever he did say was quiet. Tommy then took to Twitter to tell the owner about his frustration, tweeting out, "Hey, at MRL, I just was at your restaurant in New Orleans and was aggressively asked to leave because I was upset about removing my hat. I removed it and they still came up to me at the table and gave me a hard time. WTF, dude," he wrote. But the restaurant told people that Lee made his own decision to leave after he was asked to curb his profanity out of respect for the other guests. So it looks like we have two different stories here. Who do you believe? And at number 9, Jamie Foxx. While Jamie was dining out at a popular restaurant in LA called Catch, he got into an altercation with another patron. According to TMZ, another diner became angry because he felt like Foxx and his friends were being too loud. The person ended up approaching the actor and then apparently tried to get physical with him. The person reportedly yelled, quote, "You don't want to mess with me, I'm from New York." Then someone in Foxx's group yelled back, "F you, I'm from Oakland." Then the person allegedly started charging at Foxx, with some witnesses saying that Foxx fought back and put the person in a chokehold, with both parties ending up getting thrown out of the restaurant. Apparently, there were tons of celebrities there with Jamie Foxx, including Cuba Gooding Jr., Michael Bay, and Nicole Murphy, who witnessed the commotion. In at number 8, Jess Glynne. This one actually just happened in July 2020. The singer was apparently kicked out because her outfit didn't meet the dress code in the restaurant, but fans were mad at her after she took to Instagram to denounce the restaurant for the issue, saying that she was discriminated against for her outfit by staff at the Mayfair restaurant Sexy Fish. In the mirror selfie she uploaded along with the caption, Jess was wearing an oversized gray hoodie, black joggers, white running shoes, and accessorized with a green bag and black cap. But after people realized she was not following the dress code, she ended up having to apologize, saying that she used the wrong word, discrimination, when talking about the situation, and that she wants to take it back. Then adding she wasn't mad about them kicking her out because of the dress code, but rather because of how rude the staff was. But fans didn't seem to accept this sort of apology, with one fan condemning her for trying to take down the restaurant in one of the most difficult times in recent history. And yeah, trying to come after a restaurant during a pandemic when they were just following their policies is kinda low, I can't lie. And at number 7, Jose Andres. Celebrity chef Jose Andres was asked to leave a prominent Washington, D.C. party, allegedly because his presence made Ivanka Trump uncomfortable. This was because Mr. Andres was involved in a 2-year-long lawsuit with the Trump organization because he refused to open a restaurant in the D.C. Trump Hotel because of Trump's stance on immigrants. Andres quickly tweeted out about the incident. Then another attendee at the party who was friends with the chef tweeted out to confirm his story, saying he was kicked out of the Alfalfa Club dinner, a political roast and party, with him including the theory that it was because the chef made Ivanka uncomfortable. Apparently how it went down was another restaurant owner asked Andres to come outside to speak with him, but once he was outside, he wasn't allowed back. And at number 6, John Travolta. John Travolta was banned from the spa inside the Peninsula Hotel in New York in the early 2000s after he was accused of inappropriate behavior more than a few times. A former masseur, Michael Caputo, told the New York Daily Times that he would always request a man for his massages, but after a while no one would agree to take the massages because they were too uncomfortable, with the insider continuing that Travolta removed his towel, grinded against the massage table, and allegedly lifted his butt in the air, with Caputo adding it seemed like he was trying to see how much he could get away with Travolta's lawyers responding that these allegations were false and that he didn't know he was blacklisted for almost 3 years. However, the ban has been removed, but that's a really interesting one. Halfway through at number 5, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen got himself banned from the Plaza in New York City in 2010 after he had a terrible stay with the hotel. According to a report from Travel and Leisure, Sheen went into a rage after a supposed adverse reaction to some medication, with being reported that he ended up damaging the furniture and appliances in his room. And apparently after the Plaza took this stance and banned the actor, other New York hotels did too, with the Waldorf Astoria announcing his ban shortly after. And that's just so funny to me, like the other hotels were too afraid to do it, but after the iconic Plaza banned him, they finally felt that they could and banned him too. And at number 4, Nicki Minaj. In 2011, Nicki got kicked out of the Dorset Hotel in London while she was promoting her album Pink Friday. The New York Daily News reported that a fight broke out between the singer's fans who were waiting outside the hotel hoping to see her, and it was too much for the hotel to handle. Minaj later tweeted, quote, "Long day of press only to find out we've been officially kicked out of the hotel, LMAO." So obviously she wasn't too happy about it, and I can see why. Like, it's not her fault her fans were out where she was. They should have just tried other ways to clear up the situation instead of kicking her out, but I mean, maybe they did and they just didn't say it. And at number 3, Lindsay Lohan. So in the last video I talked about how Britney Spears was banned from the Chateau Marmont for exhibiting strange behavior, but it seems that this hotel is not afraid to ban people, as they also banned Lohan after she started to become an issue for the hotel. In 2012, Lohan was banned from the hotel in West Hollywood after she allegedly racked up 40 grand in unpaid bills. A letter that was sent out to Lohan from the hotel's property manager revealed that they would be unable to host her until she settled her debt. And this is honestly a really fair way to handle this situation in my opinion. And at number 2, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was one of the rare people that actually didn't know that they were banned and had to find out once he arrived. In 2010, there was a party at the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas after a performance Drake and Lil Wayne had at the Hard Rock Hotel. However, when he arrived at the hotel for the party, he wasn't let in. After some confusion from the rapper, the hotel confirmed that he had been banned, although it wasn't reported whether or not Lil Wayne knew why he was banned, with the source adding the rapper would be kicked out if he tried to come back. And finally at number 1, Paris Hilton. Since Paris Hilton is the heiress to a massive hotel empire, it's crazy to think that she's been banned from some hotels. But after her and her boyfriend were stopped by police because they smelled the scent of a plant people smoke, they also discovered that Paris had an illegal white substance in her purse too. After they were both arrested, People magazine reported that Paris Hilton had been banned from the Las Vegas resorts Wynn and Encore. And the crazier part was that her boyfriend at the time was a nightclub executive in Las Vegas who had just been promoted to a co-chief of nightclub operations at Wynn Las Vegas and Encore. But after the incident, he was let go from the hotel as well. And honestly, I'm just surprised that Vegas hotels would be so strict against this sort of thing, because I'm sure it's a, common occurrence for them. But maybe those higher-end hotels want a different reputation with guests. Alright everyone, that's all for the video today. Let me know what you're thinking below. It can be video related or not. But who on this list had the craziest story, and who do you think maybe shouldn't have been banned? For me, the John Travolta story is insane. Like, I was legit shocked about that one. Did you guys know about that below? I had no idea. And now before I head out, I'm gonna shout out some comments from my part 1 of this series. So Wasabi Peas said, "Girl, you weren't disgusted when you licked that donut." Like seriously, she calls everyone disgusting and then says she hates America, but then does something like incredibly entitled and disgusting? I don't really get it, but I'm also an Ariana stan now, so I believe she's definitely grown and changed from that. Sweetener is the best thing ever. Dominique said she threw 1 fry. Yeah, it was just 1 fry. Like, what's the big deal? Yeah, I mean, she probably should have just left. She shouldn't have thrown the fry, of course. But if someone's annoying you so much, I mean, sometimes you just do things. Your hand does things you can't account for. Then Glitchy said, "I feel like these are fair. I mean, they're still humans, so why should we treat them special?" Agreed. It's really good to see that celebs really can't get away from everything and they still are held accountable. Sometimes, not very often, but sometimes. Alright everyone, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way here, and if you liked, make sure to like and subscribe below. Also check out our playlist of other top 10s just like this one, and I'll see you all in the next one.